Hey little bugs, this is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs and my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and we have not, please drop a line. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. And if you feel like you can really resonate from the video, please go ahead and share. It would be greatly appreciated. Sending so much love and light and protection towards you is allowing you to know A1 since day one. This is protected. If you bring in any kind of vibrations that's trying to seek, destroy, or distract, it's returning back to center. Except mine is going to be loving, light, and uplifting and healing towards you. So the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas. People will place you in moments of weakness and will guide you towards your greatest strength. And this is that time that you need to thank them for that experience. It's totally true. You go through in life, and it's like spiritual awakening. You go through something where you will never look at life the same. And that's already is a traumatization within one itself. The next one is when you felt like your whole life was a truth and it was some kind of lie, like you were a pile of lie. And it's like, well, a pile of lie when you piled a lie on top of a lie on top of a lie. And this is like, no, this is your truth right here. Wait a minute, what? How would this come out of the blue? This ain't coming out of the blue. This is forever. But we had to make sure you went through an experience in time where you had to live a certain way. And then we gonna just throw that little monkey wrench into your program and let you know, no, we rewriting history. We about to dump this on you. It's gonna be very traumatic and dramatic. Now you're gonna have to find your way out of the daggone rabbit hole so you can clear your upheaval and going towards what is it? Prosperity, abundance, and clarity. Out of doing, pauses, causes, and destruction and chaos that you going through. This just don't put you in a mad loophole. And you're going through different things, and it can be a lot of things into your life. It could be you were that person that was always constantly giving and it was not being reciprocated. You were in toxic vibrations with a lot of people and didn't realize you were the toxic plug, and you were just having a whole lot of attachments. So this is something you need to clear off of. You're going towards something that is going to be very promising to your life. You may have like a little snippet of it and not knowing it's something crazy. It's like, wait a minute, this is me? And you have a whole bunch of different things that was opening doors to opportunities you didn't even know was attached to you. And then you trying to understand, you'll end up having a deep understanding when you come out of this situation on why somebody else's moments of weakness guided you towards your greatest strength. It really truly has. I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm speaking into the the universe. This is this is only a pit stop. This is only temporary. And I'm going through different things, but the more and more I go through every day, I appreciate everything that places resistance on me, even myself. Because there'll be different times I see stuff like, hey, you got to change the way you look at that. Hey, you need to wake up today and be grateful. There's a lot of people I'm like, a lot of people ain't want to be here. And they like, I wanted to be here. Yeah, but you got something you need to do. So whether or not you want to be here or not, you still got something you need to do. So there'll be different things that's taking place into your life where you just try to understand why people do this. I mean, there's why Waldo had to be lost. Why are we trying to find him? Why we do not know where Sesame Street is? Why did God do this? Why did God do that? Well, there's a lot of things we got why, and you don't have a www. Whatever. It's always going to be something. But it's going to be at that point where we get to that point where we have to just shake ourselves and be, gotta be our greatest, we are our greatest enemy, we are our greatest critic, but you have to be that one where you got to talk to the voice of reason. It's talking, when it made me think about my homegirl that passed away. She's like, girl, I'm always trying to be the voice of reason. Why don't your voice of reason to shut the hell up? I ain't ask you. It's like, but I'm telling you, you need to know this. I'll be ready to kill her. But you're like, no. Now I'm passed over and I'm still being the voice of reason. I love you, yo. But it'll be different things where you have to be your own voice of reason. It's just like, if I didn't really go through this type of situation, would I really know what I'm aiming for? Would I really know why I had to be determined to make sure I get this? You have to be able to want more things than the people that are trying to keep you from it. And it has to be something like that. This must be something very good that's going to come into my life where people always want to put a block on what I'm trying to cop, whatever it is. And it'll just be when it could be you can have that monetary mind, that materialistic mindset, but then it'll get to that point where it goes way past that. That's where a lot of our problems are, because we're stuck in that 3D complex. We're in that 3D vibration, that verbiage. Now it's like, no, you got to expand that. We're going to 5D. We're going to 8D, 12D, whatever, where you don't even realize you touching on a pinnacle of a I won't even say paradigm, because that's, and I don't want to say that, but it's just like a dimension that probably ain't even been acknowledged yet. This is how your vibration is going right now. It's like, I'm bumped to being a materialistic type person. It's like, this stuff cannot go with me. When I leave here, it stays here. It can't go with me. It's like everybody, either you going to be in a vase or you going to be in a box. One of the two. But these are those things, like, if I really want to make something great out of my life, I have to get it out of this vibration of people that are trying to block me. I got to be out of that vibration of people that are trying to hinder me. I have to be out of that vibration when I stop allowing myself to hinder me. And these are the different things. Like, if I want to become greater, I got to see what was my issue yesterday. Am I getting out of that mindset to where I feel like I gotta poke and probe and this and this and that at certain things that are just, like, okay, you see it, those some things don't even need to be addressed. Some things that not being said should surely be understood. And okay, allow yourself to see whatever situation that is taking place into your life, that can really hurt. It can be it's something that you will really be proud of when you get to that healing, or when you really have a deeper understanding of why this had to take place in the first place. And these are those things when we don't realize, and and I say this a lot, and it's not being funny towards people that don't like me, but you really don't know. And I tell people this all the time. We can get mad because and it can be, like I said, we're in a human experience. We can get mad like, why don't they just focus on them? Obviously they feel like there's something interesting in their life is not to stay focused on it, so they want to focus on you. So it'll be at that time where you have to be out of that box, like, okay, well, I'm going to do what they're doing too, except I'm going to do mine different, but I'm going to focus on me, but I'm going to focus on my growth. I'm going to focus on being better. I'm going to focus on me becoming better than I was yesterday. And, that moment of weakness is where I feel like I have to be understood by everybody. I have to be liked by everybody. I want everybody to see my life as something that they really need to have. They really need to be jealous of, and, be that person where I'm really sticking out from everybody else in my family, this and this and this and that. And it'll be just like, but that's not my fear though. It's just like my fear of being confused within my own confusion, that I can't even make sense out of my own chaos. That's my fear. And what you feared about ain't even nothing that even my bad. But that's how that's how a lot of people are, where they're feeling like that, where I even hear people say that's me moment, like that should have been me. And there's some vibes that some people are like that. And it's just like, well, I don't really have something interesting in my life, but obviously they see something that you don't. Or a lot of times they know something that you don't. But this is at that time where when you really get into that moment of strategy, you're doing some James Bond, Mission Impossible type stuff, MacGyver type situation, where it's just like, ooh, I'm going to find my own self out of my rabbit hole. I'm going to find every needle in that haystack just by looking and tell you there are about 12 of them up in there. Yeah, I put five fingers up, 12 of them up in there. And then it just look, how you know? Because I'm just looking at it. Dad, you can see it from here. Yeah, if you've been like me and you be seeing every dent and scratch in the wall of where you've been trying to heal at, you be seeing them too. It'd be like 12 monkeys. You ever see that movie 12 Monkeys? Is where that man making perfect sense, and that man sound crazy as I don't know what to somebody that really ain't know what's going on. And it'll be a lot of time where something don't sound crazy, but it's just that certainly enlightened one, it'll make perfect sense. Like I always tell people, it's just because they say based off a true story, there's some kind of fiction in there. Based off this is fiction, there's some kind of truth in there. Be truth and there'll be fiction and something that's opposite. There's always some line of truth. Just because, that's somebody's imagination. Oh, what makes you think that's imagination? I'll be telling people, prime example. Frankenstein, fairies and all this junk. And next thing you be seeing these TikTok movies and they ain't built up. They looking kind of scary. Like even angels don't be looking like angels like that. It's some kind of freak of nature type stuff. I'm like, hey, this is what I looked like before I got here? Yeah, it was something interesting. you know. Be like, just like you trying to understand. It was like, well, they always say when you look at angel numbers, like angels can't exactly come to you and tell you, yeah, because I think I'll die of a heart attack if you step foot on here and tell me what 1111 is, or a 1212, or a 151 supposed to be. You know, I'm like, hold it. Ooh, let me just die for a while. Okay, I'll just go read it up. You ain't even got to tell me. You know, be some Godzilla type situation to come out, because them things are freaking huge. You know, and you're just going through different things where if you did not go through this, you would never know how you determine art. And you know, a lot of times we don't notice the goodness into ourselves like really deep until it's something that we don't went through that was very harsh. It was like it really slapped you in the middle of it was like a hexadelicon. You were like, what the hexadelicon? And it was like 16 sides to that mess. You know, you really don't went through something and you really had to find yourself up out of there. You had to find a equation to that situation. I don't even like math. And it was like, what's x, y, x pie? I don't even eat pie. So you can take that mess and keep it moving. And you going through some stuff. And if you didn't go through that stuff, it's just like for where I am now, I see a lot of things that I went through that you would have told me like 5 or 6 years ago. And I know a lot of people probably say that with themselves. If you can be doing the stuff that you're doing now, it's totally opposite than what you were doing like 5 or 6 years ago. And somebody say, oh, you're going to be a motivational speaker, or you're going to be talking about some crazy stuff there's so many people can relate to, and they didn't know that this was going to be a certain tribal assessment or something like that. You know, you being assessed to some situation where, hey, you're going to be a warrior that do things ass backwards, and you make you make humorous jokes about it all the time, and it's a serious situation, and you're like, what? Man, come on, man. Like, whatever it is that you smoking, don't stop smoking that mess, okay? And it'll be some mess, and it's just be like when I can really allow myself to really sit up here and move, because there's a lot of people to be telling me like, Roslynn, you don't act nervous when you do your videos. And it's like, man, I was always known to be talking a lot. I never knew what that thing was. It's like I talk, I laugh, I make people laugh, and they be like, Roslynn, they be looking at me like, did you just say that? Like, do you need me to retort again and say it again just for the back of the congregation to hear me? Yeah, I said it. You want me to say it again? And then realize these are characteristics of what a Heyoka is. We do everything the hard way. We don't like doing nothing easy. We always got to do stuff the hard way. It's like my mom said, you are so hard-headed. You always got to learn stuff the hard way. And that's, usually how it was. That's a lot of times where my butt whippings came from, because I had to do things the hard way. But it's like so many different things where I felt like if I did not go through this, if I didn't have to deal with this on my own, if I didn't have to go to some line of vulnerability, I would not know what strong traits I got. And those is like the exact people that try to keep me from don't even realize those are the exact assessments I need to find it. And we don't really know that. It'll be, people will be strategizing and say, I want that person to feel bad. I want that person to feel like they can't live the next day. I want that person to go ahead and destroy themselves in every possible way. I want them to make an ass out of themselves, worried about what everybody thinks about them, and want to go through external validations like we do, and do this and do that. And then when you're putting that on that person, it's just like your fear could be finding a really poor reason for me not wanting to live the next day. That's my fear. Or not being able to know the true meaning of where my life can be if I really try. That is my reason. I'm not really worried about how people see me. I don't, if you like me, you like me. You do, you do. You don't, you don't. If you understand me, great. That's good. Can we go vibe? Can we get a coffee and a chi to later? If not, hey, I'm a conundrum within my own self, and I feel like my name should have been Enigma. It'd be some little situation like that, and you really understand when you gone through certain situations, and if you did not go through this line of tragedy, and it wouldn't have been some kind of evil villain that put you there, it'll be just like if Scar and all the, I think it was the what is it, the hyenas did not do the little stuff to Mustafa, Simba really wouldn't have known who he truly was to the core of being you're the next opening in Pride Land until Scar tried to steal that mess. I can really, really, truly relate in that situation. And, when you're going through little stuff like that, it really allows you to know. And it's crazy. It's like when I see my life, there was so many different things that came into my life that was going to play a big part You know, it would be like Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. You know, it would be The Tie That Binds. You know, it was like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Crazy stuff like that. You know, it was just like The Children of the Corn. You know, different things like that you really had to go through. You know, you really had to go through, and you did not go through these things, you wouldn't know how resilient you can be. You really don't know how powerful you can be. You really don't know what you will be hungry for until somebody stood in the way to try to make sure they were dead set on making sure you don't get it. You know, they made you doubt yourself, or make you have everybody doubt you. And then it'll be the point of the matter is, it don't matter who doubt you. Do you doubt you? You don't. Okay, that was the key component. They help you find that. Don't realize that. I'm telling you, it be sometimes we can get so mad at how people are always trying to bring us down, and you have to be in that vibration to keep reminding yourself is, do you know your enemies are helping you speed up getting to your story of a glory, or they're helping you open doors that no man can shut. They're helping you taking a shortcut. Even though with Heyokas we are so elongated on things, but they don't realize our enemies are speeding up that process, and they're helping us find little shortcuts. They hurry up and get towards something they clearly don't want us to have, and they really do, and they don't realize that, because it's just like whatever trigger you have, they keep pulling it up until that point is where that trigger is no longer a trigger anymore. It was a blessing. It could be that point where, okay, this person is trying to make me mad. Then you find out that person can't make you mad unless you let them. You know, or you can't have control over your life as long as if you have a response, and a response don't have to be a response at all. Or you observing instead of absorbing. You know, it's just like, well, we can't sit up here and control what happens tomorrow as long as we live for today. It'll be one of those Mckoy Culkin moments. We're doing different things like that. And you will really be at that point where you will be so grateful for what those hardships they brought into your life, because it always rerouted you to a core of you that was waiting for your acknowledgement. And it's going to be at that point where you're going to be at the summit of looking at life, and it's going to be a life that you never knew you had, and you knew how dedicated you were, no matter how hard it got, or no matter how many times you just felt that door wasn't going to open for you, or how many days you woke up and you just didn't feel like getting out of the bed, or how pain hit you so hard that you just didn't want to live anymore, and don't realize how many enemies in your life where it felt like it overturned everything that was in your life it could have been, but it didn't, because they were standing in the way, end up being that anyway. You know, and it'll be at that point when you finally get it life. You may not be feeling that now, but it'll be in a life where, as soon as I said that, it said 12:12 on my clock. But when you're going there, you're going to actually be appreciative of all the hardship that your enemies have put into your life, because whether they like it or not, they are the main thing that's going to get you towards that quicker than you ever have. Because it's like I always tell people, you are not on something good if you ain't got somebody trying to cock block you on your coins, your flowers, all the things that you know God has destined for you. You are not doing something good if people ain't trying to stand in the way of making you doubt your own self. You know, it would be wanting people to sit up here and not believe you. As long as you believe in yourself, it ain't gonna matter. They want you to believe that nobody can understand what you're saying because you're crazy. No, what's crazy is me staying in a situation I'm no longer needed in. Now that's crazy. Or me allowing you to sit up here and tell me what I am when I'm not even knowing what I am. But just because you helping me convince me of something, it lets me know I'm so hard-headed and determined to find out what I truly am to the core. So thank you. You're gonna be at that point where you're gonna really say thank you. You have helped me lead to points that I never knew I could get to if you didn't try to block me from. You know, not really worrying about, because there'll be people in your life, you know, if they want to believe what they want to believe, they'll let you know. That was that quick decision of like, oh, okay, you don't need to be in my life anyway, because if you didn't come ask me, and that was just so easy to convince that I was doing that, I said that, I did that, okay. And it's like, you ain't going to try to commit, no. Because you already got your daggone mind made up, so that made me made with my mind. You are the weakest link. Bye. I'll be okay. I'm going to be okay when I'm by myself. You know, there'll be a lot of people that you can feel alone with a million people around them. They can still feel by themselves. It's okay. If you got to be on that journey by yourself for a moment, be okay about being on that journey. It may be, you know, be lonely as I don't know what, but you rather have people in your corner that is being in your corner for the right reasons. And when you get to that point where you have a whole bunch of people around you and that go through that spiritual awakening, you be lucky if you even got 2 people in your corner that's being real on the real. That is totally a blessing, because that's all you need. It ain't quantity. It's that quality that you got around you. Is these people being for real? Are these people being in my life not to just benefit them, but help me benefit myself? They're seeing me where I'm just really not giving it my all, and they calling me out on it. Or when I feel in doubt, they're giving me their encouragement to keep on going. Man, you touching on something that's going to shake the mess out of you. I may not know what it is yet, but I'm right there with you. I see that hunger in you, and you may not know what you're hungry for, but we're gonna find something that's gonna nourish whatever that hunger is. That's the type of people you need in your life, because there'll be some people just trying to support you and don't know they slow. They done been the loophole. Like, why is all my enemies always knowing my moves before I do? Because I don't sit up here and told them. You got people that are like bucket with holes in it. They go run and go tell somebody something just so they can have something to talk about, or just so they can all get together and so they can block it from you. And you get to that point in life where whatever is destined for you is going to continue being destined on you. You don't feel like you done missed out on your blessing, because it's always going to be there for you. A lot of times it just may take you longer than whatever. When you allowing yourself to get up off your behind and not allowing the enemy trying to defeat you, the enemy is going to be, they say enemy is the footstool, your footstool. And that's what it is. So I was like, dang, I'm going to be stepping on my enemies and stuff? That's kind of barbaric. Like, no. Your enemies are there to get you to that next level. And they truly are. And that's what I was like, dang, I'm like 45 years old and really feeling it. I've heard it, but I never really took that time to really understand it to the depth of it. And it's like, really is. Your enemies are going to be your footstool, because they're going to help you get towards something that you didn't know that you were going to powerfully connect to. And if they didn't try to stand in your way, you wouldn't know, man, this must be something good. This must be something. And I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about some 5D stuff, to where it's not just to be a blessing for me, but it's going to bless a lot of people I come into contact with. But what I'm going to be able to do is going to be that plot twist of a game changer. Well, if it's helping me, I want to be that one where I'm blessing others by my blessings. And that's where God gives it to you, because he already know when he bless you with this, you're going to have a whole different mindset. You're going to have a whole different sight. Because a lot of time people, when they in their greed like that, they feel like, oh, okay, well, they going to get this. I ain't going to never get this. And so they're going to be doing this. This is the reason why we got to stop them. They on that mindset because that's how they move. And so they try to feel like if that's how they move, you move the same way. And it's just like, no, because I feel like, if I got enough to feed the world, I want to be able to do that. I'm not a greedy person, and I'm not selfish like that. But if I know you got wrong intentions for me, heck yeah, you got to get booted out. But I'm not that person where I'm greedy like that, because I feel like if I can do something that I know I can help somebody out that's truly in need, I want to be able to do that. I mean, I see so many different things on social media where I can see the right and the wrong of it, because there'll be sometimes you're helping out a homeless person and they maybe not want people to know what their situation is, and you showing other people, look, this is what I'm doing. And they always say the character, when you really know a person's true character, they're doing something without having to have an audience on saying they're doing it. But I truly agree with that. But there's a lot of times where we have to be able to show this is what needs to go viral. When you can have a blessing, like I love when I see people that are social media influencers and got like 5 million, subscribers, 5 million followers. So they getting money on top of that, got sponsors, endorsements, and all that. So they take that, when they already get where they need to get, they go ahead and start going like the Costco's, or they go to Walmart and start getting, they seeing a lot of homeless people out here, so they're getting toiletries, they're getting hygiene products, they're getting if you're having sex, you're getting condoms and all these different things, soap, body wash, sleeping bags, tents, MP3 players, different stuff like that to be able to keep them entertained, batteries, stuff like that really can help them. Or you're getting them, you're buying them meals, or you can start a food pantry where a lot of people are starting to You know, in certain areas like Idaho, you know, Milwaukee, different places like that, where they're growing their own vegetables and stuff like that, and they put like different stations, you know, of refrigerators and stuff, where people, they put a whole lot of donations in there, and it's like, hey, it's a free for all, you know, get what you need to get. You know, there's a lot of people out here, especially with the pandemic, it made people lose a lot of money. A lot of things done went up since then. It's like, God dog, a lot of stuff been up, but all these people getting paid. Like, you going to Walmart, you know, things that were $1, now it's like $2 and something. And it's just like, okay, were you raising everything? Are you raising these people's pay rate? I want to know that. You know, being able to do different things like that, I would love to be able to do one day, you know. And it's just, the fact is, and when you can look back and it's like, man, I've seen how many people try to stand in line to try to put black hexes on me and try to curse me, and did everything they did to block me to be by myself, and don't realize they showed me who was genuine, who was not. Whatever's for me is going to be for me. Long as I seen how I see myself and I was true to myself, that was all that mattered. You know, there are going to be some people that are just not going to understand me. My cup of tea is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And you don't look back and it's like, you know, you be collecting a award or a Pulitzer, and it's like, who are you thanking? My enemies? You know, you ain't trying to be funny. You're like crowning on somebody, praying, they crying like, damn, we couldn't get it. We couldn't block her from that. It ain't even about that. It's like, if they would have never been in my corner like that and really showed me I had the potential to really change a whole mindset on something. If they didn't do that, I really wouldn't know the potential of myself. And you're going to be able to tell them, thank you for that experience, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would probably been still trying to find myself out of a rabbit hole. But just since y'all did so much, y'all really cut corners to help me get it a lot quicker. So you're going to tell them thank you for that. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I really want to give a post notification shout out to Kate Timberland. Much love with your silly behind. You always got me laughing at you. And let me see who else. And Storm, much love to you as well. So if you're new to my channel, please drop a line. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. I always have my contact information in the description box below. It's all about spiritual networking, having a deeper understanding of your path of purpose, or even life within itself, or just, you know, you want to be able to talk to me about certain things like, hey, is this normal? Is this what we go through? And I always tell people, it's not a bearer of bad news, but you have to understand we are not normal. We're not meant to be normal. We're here to stand out. We're here to do things different. We are always extra. We are always ass backwards. We do everything strange. It's always elongated. And it's okay, because we always put a spin on it by being funny and add a little ha-ha to it. So it's all right. But, you know, just being able to understand that, and just what us being able to share, and we're helping each other get towards that next level, you know, is always truly a blessing to me, because we're all student teachers towards that situation, being able to help each other heal, give that support system that we truly need, and just being able to see things at a deeper level. So I love to be a part of that. Whatever we speak on is confidential, and I help out the best way I can. And if you're interested in my podcast, I also have that on my community section of my channel as well. And even if you're interested in podcasting, please hit me up. You know, you can DM me, or you can hit me up on email, and, you know, we can take it from there. So, and plus, if you ever feel generous enough to drop a donation, Cash App is there as well. And whatever you're trying to manifest into your fruition, I'm sending you whatever vibes you need to have. Please stay persistent and consistent, motivated and determined, and, you know, just punctual about it. You got to stay productive in it. If you need to take a pause for the cause, please go ahead and do that. But you jump on there harder than you actually dropped off the last time, you know, and you got this, you know, because the devil sees and sniffs your, you know, your potential and your light, and he sends different, you know, your enemies towards your way to try to make you doubt yourself and give up. That's at that time where you need to keep on going, because they can convince you to quit today just because they know that door of opportunity can come open tomorrow. So stay persistent and consistent. Don't sleep on yourself. Make sure you stay woke. You know, much love and light to you, being safe. You know, even through spiritual distancing, please go ahead and send love and light, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, those things will really take somebody a long way. And just because you did that for no reason at all, it's going to take you even further. So I hope you have a blessed, prosperous week. Much love to you. Namaste. God bless, and continue on your path of purpose. I say shalom, namaste, Much love to you. God bless. See me on my next video.